for this first meal, I am just getting some beef tips or some beef stew meat started in the crock pot. I'm just seasoning them up with a packet of brown gravy and a packet of au jus gravy. And then I'm just going to add some beef broth powder to some hot water that I got out of my water cooler, which also has a hot water setting. It's very hot, a little hard to handle, so I'm just going to throw that right in there as well. All right, well, the bacon is cooking and I'm just sitting here on the patio. Like I said, it is very nice for February. We are so used to being buried in snowdrifts in February, ice storms and all that stuff. But just sitting here enjoying a little bit of sunshine. If you watched my last video, then you know that we had our grandson for the weekend, the whole weekend. So I just got him dropped off earlier today, and dinner is in the crock pot, and we're going to finish it up in the oven. But here I am sitting outside with the Blackstone, and I've been just kind of dreaming about this moment because last year I got it as a gift on Mother's Day, and I think I used it twice. And then I had my foot surgery, and I was unable to go outdoors into our backyard because you actually have to go down a flight of stairs and kind of go around and come to the patio. So not ideal, but I'm very thankful to even have a patio and a yard. There have been times when I've lived in apartments or whatever and didn't have outdoor spaces, so I'm very thankful for everything. And so anyway, I don't know what I'm doing with this bacon, but it's making the grill look really good, and that was the goal. Okay, so my beef stew meat and gravy is done, but earlier I tasted it and it tasted really salty, so I'm a little scared right now. I'm gonna get a smaller spoon and taste it again. And even though I didn't add any salt to this, I used a couple of gravy packets and some bouillon powder that I've never used before, so that could be where the saltiness comes from. All right, I think it's fine. Okay, over here in this baking pan, I just have it lined with some foil because I'm trying my hardest not to have a million dishes to wash. And I already have to deal with that crock pot, although it's not too bad. Please forgive my fingernails. I was outside cleaning that grill, as you know, and I have scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and I just cannot get them completely clean. So I took my pierogis out of the package earlier and I sprayed the foil with some avocado spray. And then I sprayed the tops of them as well. And I'm going to bake these. I'm going to have some peas on the side. I was thinking about putting them in here, but some people don't like peas, so we're just going to do them on the side and we can add them to our own. Then we're going to get them in the oven, and then once they're done, we'll sorry, tongue-tied. We will pour the gravy on top of these and add our veggie, and that'll be dinner. All right, I have my pierogis on a plate. This is a plate that I had toast on earlier, so you will see some crumbs. It's not a dirty plate, but it kind of is, if that makes sense. But like I said, I'm trying not to have a ton of dirty dishes. And so I'm just going to come back in with that gravy and those beef tips. Just pour it right on top. Because I happen to be one of the pea lovers in the house, I'm just gonna Put a scoop right on top. And I know that looks like a lot of peas for some people, but it's just fine for me. Alright, it's actually getting dark and I don't have any outside lights. So basically all I'm doing is cooking our veggies here and then this meat. And this is what it is. We're just going to make some cheese steaks. I'm going to butter up my buns and put them on the surface here to get them nice and crispy, and add some cheese once I get that all chopped up. Alright, I've already done a flip. Now I'm just going to chop up each of those patties, and then once I get a nice little pile of chopped up meat, I'm going to season it. Now that I have my meat all cooked up and seasoned, I'm just going to add some cheese, and yes, we are using pepper jack cheese. Alright, so enough of that cooking in the dark. I'm back in the house and I have our cheese steaks all ready to go. I'm going to plate up and then I'll show you what mine looks like. And that'll be it for today. Dinner is done. Making dinner for one, and I decided that I just wanted a toasted turkey and cheese sandwich, just using some buttered white bread, a slice of American cheese, just going to add some Wilshire Farm oven roasted turkey breast, and since I always say if you're going to have a sandwich for dinner, have a sandwich for dinner, I'm going to load it up with that turkey. Kind of add another piece of cheese. And then my other piece of buttered toast on top. Buttered bread, it's not toast yet. My grilled cheese to be well done. Some people call it burnt, but I don't. And I'm just going to have some pickled beets with it. Right now I'm just prepping some rice for later. I have a couple of chili peppers. I'm putting in some chicken broth. I have 4 cups of water, so I'm adding 2 cups of rice. I'm just going to stir that all around. Alright, I also added a little bit of olive oil. In another pan I just have some chopped up or cut up chicken breast that I seasoned with salt and pepper. Okay, now I'm switching over to voiceover because with the changing of the season, it has just gotten busy in our house with people coming and going. And here I'm just showing you that I chopped up some red onion and I am just mixing it into this big bowl of peas and carrots. They are frozen, but I'm getting them mixed together so that when I carry all of the ingredients outdoors for cooking, it'll be a lot easier for me. So I'm doing the prep inside and then everything will be going out. That rice is ready. I'm just going to let that cool and it'll be a few hours before I'm ready to cook. And here you can see that it is now dark outside again. I had gone to a movie on this day and I got home about 6:45, so we were losing daylight. And all I did was take my sausage and chicken pieces that I had prepped earlier and put in the refrigerator, and I just laid them in a single layer on the Blackstone, and then I just added my veggies to the other side. And of course my peas were rolling away from me because I put them on there too hard, but I am just getting them all where they need to be, and I just started working on getting those cooked up. Just gonna start giving that chicken a flip. It really does cook up super fast on the griddle top here. So I'm just gonna speed it up because it's just a whole lot of flipping and stirring until all of the chicken pieces are cooked all the way through. I did come back with more garlic powder and seasoned those up. I did the veggies as well, and then I added some soy sauce to everything. We just really wanted that flavor. Tried to make sure that I kept it right on the meat because I didn't want it to caramelize on my griddle top. Most of the sauces that you use are what cause those sticky cleanups that you have to deal with later. And here I'm just chopping up that rice, getting it all broken up into a single layer so that it can fry up. Added a little bit of water and soy sauce just to keep it nice and steamy, and just played with that a little bit. And then at one point you will see me kind of section off some of that because I do have a child that doesn't like peas, so I make sure that I take some of that rice off, but not until I get my eggs cracked on the griddle and get them scrambled up, and then I will just mix those right in with that rice. And then after I get his removed, I actually put his into a sectioned meal prep dish so that none of his food was mixed together. I know, how silly when you're making something like hibachi and then which is kind of all mixed together, but you have someone that doesn't like their food mixed together, but it happens. And so I try to make sure that everybody gets dinner the way that they like it. And here I'm just mixing the remainder of the ingredients after I got his off, and we are good to go, and everybody is ready to eat. This is so simple and easy, and definitely a one dish meal. And even though it takes some prep work in the beginning, it does come together quick in the end. And this is our last dinner of the week. We had a very busy week, so we didn't cook as much this time. But as always, I'm so happy that you stopped by to check out my channel and what we had for dinner. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.